Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take these sad and tired ornaments and DIY upcycle them into this beautiful ornament using paper clay and molds from Iron Orchid Designs, as well as a transfer from Iron Orchid Designs, and some metallic wax that I've just got my hands on and really love. Of course, we're going to need some ornaments to upcycle in the first place, and then also some molds. 1 or 2 sets will be fine. Some paper clay, and then some chalk paint in several different colors. The transfer I use is the French Pot 5, and then I just got my hands on this Art Alchemy metallic wax that I love probably as much as gold leaf, and then also some dimensional medium, as well as some basic art supplies like paintbrushes, wood glue, and tape. To start out, we're going to use these molds as well as paper clay. I like this brand because it works easily in the mold and pops out clean. It does dry out in my climate though, so I keep it wrapped in a wet washcloth or paper towel as I'm working with it. These are some of the molds that I'm going to be using. There's a variety of designs that you can choose from on their website. You can find a list of independent stockists or craft stores who carry the designs. You can also find them on Amazon if there's not a local store near you. We work the clay in our hands to get it warm and malleable first, and then go ahead and choose our design. I'm going to use this keyhole. I like to start at one edge of the mold and work my way to the end, and then kind of pinch off the extra at the top. I don't usually have a problem with them sticking into the mold, but if you do, you can use a little bit of cornstarch or tapioca starch. I think just because of our dry climate, it tends to come out super clean for me. I take them out by flipping it upside down and then actually peeling the mold back from the clay as I slowly work the clay out, again one end to the other. I picked up these ornaments at my local thrift store for $2. I got about 50 of them, so they'll get to live a new life. You can use either glass or plastic ornaments, it doesn't matter. I even used some glitter ones and they worked fine. Now we're going to glue the casting on while it's still wet so it can conform to the shape of the ball. I like tight bond wood glue. It seems to stick really well to both the plastic and the glass. Because it's an air dry clay, it will tend to shrink and make small cracks as it dries. It also tries to peel up on the edges a bit, so I use tape to just hold it in place while it's drying. So we're going to hang it up and let it dry and do it all over again. I'm going to make a flower out of this one and put it over the top of it, so I'll just pull out the center. Because the paper clay is non-toxic and so is the glue, this is also actually a really fun craft to do with the kids. My kids loved working on it with me. I made quite a few of their own. The molds are made out of silicone and are food safe. I work with a variety of mediums. If you notice, we don't have to use the entire mold. You can use just a center or pull out one piece of one design to wrap it around however you want. It's one of the beauties of these molds. They tend to piece together really well. And it's actually one of the things that they were designed for, so that you could replicate old carved wood techniques. Once you've decided that you have enough, you sit around and let them dry for several hours. A lot of people paint first and then glue, and you can do that, but I prefer to have my decorations stuck directly to the ornament themselves, not just the paint. Any kind of chalk paint will work, I believe. I'm using Waverly in Peacock and Maize, and yes, I realize those lids were the wrong colors. I think I'll blame my kids since they're not here to defend themselves. I'm also using Annie Sloan in Old Violet, and then Americana Decor in Chalky Finish. This is all going to be layered underneath the white coat, just to provide layers that kind of peek through as we're doing some antiquing. We're not worried about it being neat because, again, we're going to go for the upcycled vintage look. We just want a bit peaks of color here and there. Let the undercoat dry thoroughly. Once the undercoat is dry, we're going to come back in with our white and go over the top. Again, it's an antique distress finish, so there will be peaks of color through, there will be brush marks, there will be drip marks. It's all good. You've got quite a lot of paint on here at this point, so we want to let it get good and dry. Thanks for watching this portion of our video. If you liked it, please click subscribe and like for more fun projects in the future. And don't forget to check back for part 2. I'll also have links below for all of the supplies that we've been using.